Hi people, hope you're doing well. I'm Hannah. Thanks for being here. I wanted to make a video about non-judgment and openness and receiving, and how God works. Because there's lots of avenues for healing, like wounds. You just have to be receptive and non-judgmental. And God gives you answers in the most unlikely places. So people who've been watching my videos for a while will know, my finances have been completely under attack for a few years. But I had confirmations that it's intentional by the people doing it. It's intentional, it's by design. The people in the system doing it know what they're doing, and it's how they operate. It's from weird places. Really weird places. I don't know why, but God puts me onto things. But yeah, there's a guy called Gary Stevenson that's an economist, and in his book he talks about how there was this trader that wanted to leave trading, and then his life got made all difficult and stuff, and people just tried to pin loads of things on him and dragged him through courts and things all the time to ruin his life, and basically took the best years of his life away from him, just dragging out loads of court proceedings just because they wanted to make his life difficult and they had the money for it. And then I saw a podcast that it was on yesterday with two politicians, Alistair Campbell, which in these podcasts he comes across as relatively human, still biased and still manipulative, but not as horrendous as I remember from the Blair days. And Rory, who I don't really know much about, except he's quite amenable to listen to on this podcast, but still unaware of a lot of blind spots that he has, but not harmless, I think. Anyway, he said something. It was obvious that it was out of wounding, about Gary having a chip on his shoulder about class, but it's not. It wasn't Gary. Gary's a sort of a working class background that is rich now because of being an investment banker. And then now tries to educate people in my opinion, not exactly in the best way. Or wants to try and change the system to go back to what it was before Brexit, really, where the middle classes weren't under threat, and people could afford just basic standards of living. And there's lots of factors that have caused that, to be honest. And for me, one big thing that has caused it is all of this ambiguity around sexuality and relationships and stuff like that. Because now people don't prioritise stability and commitment. They've got like different attitudes in society about that, and they don't really care about that, it's really weird. Whereas like in the times, what this economist Gary talks about, that he wants to bring Britain back to, it's times when people got married and like the first thing they did was like get a house, like as a couple, and people got married like in their early 20s and stuff like that. But people don't really value that in life. Like they don't value security in that kind of way, and they kind of, it's now not, it is actually feminist to live like that. Confirmation. It is actually feminist to live like that, but the way feminism is portrayed these days is not actually feminism. It's really harmful to women, because financial security should be at the forefront for every woman, and it's a male and a female responsibility to provide that safety and security and protection in society. My tea that I've got is black tea with chili and chocolate, and it's one that my brother gave me, and it's actually out of date but still tastes fine. Gave it me a few years ago, and I found it in the back of a cupboard, and made some tea bags out of it. Yeah. So that's what I'm drinking, chili and chocolate tea. It's really nice. Anyway, why I'm upset is because there's been things done to me to get me in legal quagmires, really bad legal quagmires, to basically facilitate me committing suicide. To traffic me. Obviously my data has been hacked and stuff to search through to see what they can find on me. Well, I don't know what they've found. Like literally, I'm the most boring person. That was confirmation. Yeah, I don't know what they've found, because I literally am the most boring person, and I've got more and more boring after having chronic fatigue and being knocked off my bike, and trying to make my creativity work as a business. Like I've lost all the people that I knew before, just disappeared. They disappeared before that. They disappeared when I got sick. They disappeared before that when I got scammed by builders and no one really helped me. Like I remember once there was a guy who was in my running club. I can't remember if I've told this story before, but it always sticks with me. Because he's like a man. He's like middle-aged. Supposed to you know, has family and stuff like that, supposed to be responsible. And it like it's been resonating with me, and I've been remembering it, especially what's been happening in Gaza in the last 2 years, and also especially what's happening now. When I literally, I think it was in like 2017 or 2018, got really badly scammed by a builder. And like caused damage that took years and years after that to, you know, get to a good state again. And I've still, some of the jobs that have come out of the fallout of that, I've still not managed to do, because it's literally just me and mostly DIY, that I've not really been able to do since 2021, and getting chronic fatigue and long COVID. So yeah, so I've not really been the same since then in any area of my life, really, because of that, and because of the lack of help and support, or not really meeting any new people or anything like that. But I remember he said, life goes on or something, the world's not going to stop for you, something like that. I can't remember the exact words, but it was along that nature, like, oh well, like, you've just got to carry on, like the world's not going to stop for you. And I just can't believe people like that have families, or like, you know, have wives, or what kind of stuff they're teaching the kids. Like, it's just a bit, I just found it really, really bizarre. Because even if stuff like that, yeah, it does get fixed and stuff, but the damage that was done in my house, like, left me without a bathroom functioning and a kitchen functioning, and they're like the main things, main rooms that you need to function in your house to make it livable. Technically, you can actually move out of your house with that if you don't have those functions, and you're supposed to be able to get support and stuff, and and not pay council tax and things like that. And it took me months and months and months and months to fix the damage, because this basically stole all the money that I had for the jobs. So I just had to do it off my monthly salary, just do it bit by bit, instead of what the original plan was, while still living in it. And that's what they had to offer me. I didn't really know that guy. Yeah, I never really knew him or anything that well or anything like that. But it was just a bit strange that he thought that he had that to offer up about the situation. And then I just wonder what's going through people's heads. But the thing that most came to my mind, well, the two things that most came to my mind about what I've like read in this book and seen on this podcast, is about how it is engineered, it's done on purpose. Like, people do things on purpose to collapse other people, and it's actually a crime against humanity to cause such blockages and mishaps. It's not really mishaps, but you know what I mean, like deliberately cause people to like push people into ditches that it's really hard to get out of them, because you want their assets, to the extent where you waste away their childbearing years. Like, for me, like me not having any money and stuff like that, it keeps me single, because I don't have money to do just really normal social things to meet other people. I've been like this for years, but pretty much when everyone started coming out of lockdown and everything, that's when I got sick. You know, like when COVID started to get a bit better, I was bedbound in 2022 for a lot of 2022. And so I've not really ever come out of the isolation that started during COVID times. And that's like 5 years of me not having, you know, not being in a relationship, not being a mom, not being able to do the things that I want to do, because I actually value those traditional things. I value traditional relationships. It's not the thing that it's being used against us in society these days, as people are trying to push all of these every which way relationships down people's throats. But no, but like all of that is deliberate and calculated, and all of this trying to create this narrative to have me trafficked and everything like that, do all these fake OnlyFans and make out like I'm a prostitute and stuff like that, or to even try to prostitute me, or they are prostituting me online using stuff for using information that they've cloned, because they've cloned all my devices. So it's deliberately trying to destroy like the kind of person that I'm seen as. So no one will ever find me attractive, or I'll never be able to get a job, or I'll never be able to just ever do normal things again. Like, and this is crimes against humanity. And it needs to stop. My first experience of this type of behaviour was like I was in an abusive relationship for 12 years, and he was a swinger, but like behind my back, and thought I didn't know. And basically he was a dentist, and he wanted to keep his image in society, and basically just demonized me. So I lost all the friends, I lost everything. I even turned all my family against me, dragged out all of the proceedings and everything for 2 years, which loads of people say is not that long compared to how sometimes a lot of people have to suffer in these situations. Got the most out of money out of me that I could. And I'm sorry, but women are the ones who get called gold diggers. We're not gold diggers. Like, I've worked very hard for everything that I have, and he had a lot more money than me, like when I left him, and I didn't know how much it was, but like the mortgage that was joint at the time, like it was all on my salary, because he only had 1 year's accounts, and that's not really a stable person to lend to, even if they earn more money. And yeah, like he basically he damaged my finances that I've still not been able to recover from that. And it was because of him anyway. Like, I have a right to not be with a swinger if I don't swing. Like and then he made me out to, he told everyone that I was, that spread rumours about me and stuff like that. And everyone believed it just because of who he was, like white, dentist, you know. It's just really bizarre, really, really bizarre what people, and even people like my family, like my sisters were actually like gossiping behind my back, because he was like getting information out of them. So I've not really spoken to my sisters and stuff since then, because of that, because they're not very trustworthy people. And I don't, and they're thick as well. I don't really think they still even now understand the consequences to my life of that behaviour that they did at that time, like the long-term damage that it caused. Yeah, because and basically, the system just allows it. The system just allows that treatment and that degradation of women. Even the women in the system. Like, I had 2 solicitors that were supposedly fighting my battles at the time. They weren't. They were not. They didn't have any backbone. Nothing. No. They would just let him do the most. Really, really weird. Really weird. Just like no one's doing nothing for Gaza now. Like, no one. It's people operate from their perceptions, not from what's good and righteous. And that's what people need to understand. People might think they're being objective and stuff like that, but they're not. They're just operating out of the wounding and out of their perceptions, and their perceptions are not necessarily true. And also, people think that everyone's a mirror, and no. Like, a lot of the time, in my life as well, people just think I don't need any help, or like someone else is doing it. That's another thing. People don't help me because they just think someone else is there helping me, but it's not true. I don't really have any friends. Like, I don't have any help. I only have harassment and nefarious people, sharks and wolves. That's what I have around me. People who... There's people... So, for example, like, I've had to get... what's it called? Like, state benefit, because I've got no money. Like, I'm being blocked from earning any money. And from that state benefit, these criminals have managed to get like fine money taken out of it. So they had these fake court cases in the background that I wasn't even there. Got 2 fake convictions on my name. And it's just their own industry. Like, I wasn't even there. It's their own industry. They're just paying themselves with their own corrupt industry. It's harrowing, like really horrifying what people do to people's lives. Just, I don't know, like, why they exist like that. Like, it's really weird. They all belong in prison. This is the so-called justice system. And that's how I know justice is, that's not justice. Justice comes from God, because these people have got all these qualifications and everything. But how can you be in the justice systems with no actual sound mind? They don't have sound mind. They don't have any morality. They're not rooted. They're not rooted. They're not aligned. They don't have any alignment. They don't care about alignment, and they don't care about being grounded. You can't have sound mind if you're not grounded. And that's what people want to do. They want to disturb everyone's roots and think it's not going to cause chaos. It's really, really disturbing. But yeah, like, it's been like 10 years of this since when, like, my ex-partner did that and dragged out the legal proceedings and stuff. I just don't know what the point of doing that whole show is, though. Like, what exactly did they get out of it? Like, really, what is the point? Because, like, for example, like in that case, an extra £10,000 for like 2 years of harassment and all of that palaver, when you're on a dentist salary, like, but with all the drama and everything, like, what? I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, I did minimal engagement with it, tried to not get involved in the drama and stuff, even though it went on for that long. I minimally engaged in it because it was just so pathetic. Literally just stopped talking to the people that were getting me into trouble without realising it. And it's like, what's the point in doing extra damage and stuff? Because like I had the money to buy him out at the time, and then he dragged it out for that amount of time. So then I had to get the money off my parents, though I actually gave to him to buy him out, because I had to use all the money that I had on the bullshit that was the being dragged out. And that's basically why it's had more long-lasting repercussions and stuff. And the system just allows this abuse of women. The system just allows it. And it is deliberate, it is calculated, because he did some weird shit, like try to he used to always invite his sister and stuff round, and like before he left the house. And I want to tell him this story because I know it's going to be like, it's going to like resonate with someone. But I'd be like trying to get ready for a cross-country match or something, and they were on Saturdays in the afternoon, and he'd bring his sister around, who was basically like always interfered in the relationship. And she and him would just always just bitch about me, even though I was in the house and I could hear what they were saying. And there was like one time where I was just like literally putting my running kit on or something, or just getting the stuff together that I needed to go to a cross-country match. And he started just like videoing me, like in the hallway. And I was just like, just trying to tap the phone out of the way. And like, he wanted me to look crazy or something. And it was obvious that he was doing something like that to try and make me look crazy for, I don't know what purpose, but it was just pathetic. When it's obvious that I wasn't even reacting to him and his sister just bitching about me in the living room. And then, like, and that wasn't even like the first time. It was like the nth time that they'd been doing that. And then also, like, it's always the same thing, like people just trying to accuse you of having mental health problems. And it's the same thing about the people in the banks who are trying to accuse me of having mental health problems, so they don't help me, or they can justify doing all the fake paperwork and doing all the, try to make me out like I'm the one who's got mental health problems because I've called out their fraud. It's the same thing with what, like, the partner I was leaving, like, at the time, because I caught him out. Like, I realised that he was a swinger, and I didn't want to be with a swinger. And I tried to just make it as, be discreet about it, and just, try to leave with the least mess and stuff. And he's the one who decided to blow everything up, drag everything out, make everything out to be that I was this evil person, which just for me showed like who actually what, you know, like he was a lot worse than just a swinger, but it just confirmed that everything that I was, you know, that leaving was like the right thing basically. And he just had a lot of problems, a lot of issues, and his family did as well. His family did, and all the people that believed him too as well. Yeah, it's really weird. Really weird, and it's all to do with like just people in society and what they value, what they perceive, and someone like me, a brown girl, brown woman, I have no value. I don't have any value in a lot of people's eyes. And like on that podcast, that Alistair Campbell and Rory Stewart podcast, Rory was talking about class biases and class wars and stuff like that. But people like me, we don't think like that. Like, we honestly don't. Like, I know that I don't. I'm just doing what I'm doing. Literally, I'm just doing what I'm doing. I'm happy in what I have. I don't try to steal anyone else's. I just want to have the resources to fulfill my dreams and do like it, go along my path and live out my dreams. But I'm having to stop people from taking everything I've built away from me because of them. It's their class wars. Like, it's not me. Most middle class people are happy. The upper class people aren't happy. They always want more. They're always lacking something. They always come from a place of lack, even though they have a lot more. Like in this day and age, even if you have 1 million, you're probably still classed as middle class. And these people who are really dastardly and insidious and do all of this very calculated stuff, behave like thugs basically. It's just weird. It's weird that they think people are going to stick around if you do that to them. Like, people have their own lives. People are free and we have our own lives. We're not here to be blackmailed and enslaved and like live to make other people's image and stuff look nice. Like, imagine if I'd stayed with like my first partner and he still carried on being a swinger and I just suffered in silence. And like, imagine if I had kids in that situation or anything like that. This just disgusts me. And I remember there was another guy that said to me, this was a guy that I worked with, when I was like going through the process of like the legal process of like getting him out of my life. This was like towards the end of it. He was like, you should be lucky because a lot of women can't get themselves out of situations like what you're in. And I was just thinking, what the fuck? Why would you not? Do you know? I was just thinking, like, I mean, obviously, like, I didn't leave straight away. Like, I think it was about like 3 or 4 years that I was like saving up money and stuff to be able to do it, because I knew that it would be like horrible. But it's even bad that you even have to do that, isn't it? It's even bad that that's what you have to save up money for. Yeah, really, really odd. Really odd. I remember as well, like, the year after that I left him, he tried to get me to pay for a birthday holiday for him, because basically I used to pay for all of the trips and things. Like, even though he had loads of money, and his family technically wasn't poor. Like, his mum didn't work and his dad worked, but was on like 70 grand a year or something, which is quite a lot of money for that time. Like, like, he never really got government support for anything because he never qualified for it, because his parents always had enough money. Whereas I was the opposite. Like, my parents didn't have money, and I always had to have part-time jobs and apply for all the different assistance that I could access. And I always had to, like, I didn't get the best grades and stuff at uni because I always had to work to pay my accommodation. People don't realise that, like, I had to work to pay my accommodation. But also, it, like, if I went to festivals and stuff, I used to also pay for him, because he didn't really have a job. And then, like, it's funny, when he left as well, like, he robbed the house. Like, he literally ransacked the house. And I'd come back from, like, a holiday with some friends, like, in Malta, and came back, and, like, a lot of the contents and stuff were gone. So before I rang the police, well, I didn't end up bringing the police, but because I rang him, and he did actually, like, rob the house. But it's funny, like, how stingy and how much of a gold digger and stuff he was, because, like, he never really bought me things. Like, he never I didn't like all my wardrobe and stuff. I'd always been buying it from when I was a teenager and from when I was working. And, like, all of the furniture and stuff was stuff that I'd either just accumulated through my life, and, like, repurposed and stuff. Most of the things that he took was, like, electronic stuff. Can't even remember, really. But even things like the sofa and stuff like that, it was me that got all of that on finance, like, and paid it off every month, even though he had a way better salary than me. It's just weird, isn't it? Like, how he was perceived to be the more upstanding member of the society because he was, like, a dentist and white, and his parents were middle class. Like, when I met him, they were middle class, but I was working class. And but I like, obviously, like, I worked up to middle class, like, in my life. And also, like, when I met him and stuff, he wasn't as good, like, academically and things. Like, he got better because he got away from, like, bad influences. So it was also because of me that he got into dentistry, because when I first met him, he didn't have the grades. Like, he was doing really badly. yeah, it was really weird. Really, really odd. But I didn't get into medical school. I like missed out on that, and had to then choose something else, and that's how I ended up doing neuroscience. So all of these people think that it's like women are robbing men and stuff, when in my case men have made me like they've taken away my opportunities. They've made me like have back seats in my own life and stuff, and not be at the forefront of my own life. They've taken away my energy and stuff like that, and also like persecuted me and demonized me for wanting to like change my life and not settle for things that I don't want. Like I don't think it's normal to stay in a relationship with somebody if you know that they're like a swinger behind your back. And it's weird how everyone treated me like I was the problem. And this is why I don't really don't know any of those people anymore. Don't really care for them, or don't they just weren't in my life anymore. But it's weird how like the purpose of this video is like how God like sends through healing in things in ways that you just don't always it's not in unconventional ways, and how it's when you open to receiving the messages however they come. And it was something that I've been back, even though as people like Alistair Campbell, I mean, he was responsible for a lot of evil. Rory, like I said, I don't really know much about Rory, don't really know much about Gary, but from their experiences and what they were saying, it's provided like confirmation to me that there are people in the system that do know what they're doing, and they do cause this disruption to people's lives on purpose, who are literally just minding their own business and just trying to do normal things. They really know what they're doing, and they know they're inflicting damage, and they know they're causing damage, and they know they're causing pain, and they get kicks out of it. They get kicks. They think everything's like a gangster film. Like when I went through all of that with like the person that I was leaving because they were a swinger, I really, really saw what they were like, and everything, all of everything, all of my suspicions and everything, and everything, all of the reasons why I was leaving was just completely affirmed from going through that. And even though it was hard, I still did it. But it was only in hindsight that I realised like a lot of the things, like how calculated and all of that it was, all the things that he did to get more money as well, and to like do the most to try and keep his image. But like he was the one doing the swinging, so I just don't really understand why he cared about his image to that, to do all of that to me, but then still wanted to do that in the background. It's just a bit weird, really weird. Yeah, it's really weird how it's just like an expectation that women have to suffer like that, because it's not a crime to leave someone. Like, it's not a crime to leave someone, and it should just be the standard that they don't deliberately cause long-term damage to your finances and stuff to stop you from ever, having another relationship again. Because that was another thing that he kept saying, that like, I'll never find anyone like him and stuff like that. But if you wreck someone's life, like if you literally destroy someone's finances or put them in a really bad situation, so that they it's really hard for them to economically recover and stuff like that, then you've caused that. Do you know what I mean? It's not it's not that you just caused that person to be in a situation where they're always having to focus on something else. It's not because there's no one else that's better than them. Like, it's just really fucked up, a really fucked up mentality. Especially like people like me who, like, it's not like, I'm never in relationships just for the sake of, I'm not lonely and stuff like that. I don't have relationships just for the sake of having someone to do something with or whatever. Like, it's for a purpose. Like, it's like because it's the right person, and it's because especially like after I've gone through what I've gone through, like, it's only going to be with someone that God puts me with. That's it. And it, like I've said it before as well, like, if my purpose is to be a monk, then that's my purpose. Like, that's it. If my purpose is to be a monk and like just live in celibacy and stuff, that's for years and years and years, then that's my purpose. That's what it's been, so like up to now, and I've just been creating all my work and stuff out of it. But like, it doesn't take away from the fact, like, that could also be like being a victim of circumstance and not actually true, because the truth is that, like, everyone deep down really wants to be in a committed relationship and be a mum and a dad. That's a really deep truth, and it's just that people don't always admit it to themselves. And those, the chances of me having that is diminished by evil that's been done to me. Yeah, it's just really weird how it's been all of these years of going through similar circumstances that I've had the confirmation. Do you know what I mean? Like for example, like since the first incidences of experiencing these kinds of things, it's like almost 10 years now. And the thing with all my work and stuff, and like with the banks, has been since June 2021. But then there's also things like when I got bullied out of my job in the NHS, and like the management and stuff, like, gossiping about me, so I didn't ever get a job in anything else. But they've basically killed my career in the NHS because I have a very niche knowledge base, which is neuroscience, and that's obviously very illegal as well. But that's allowed. Clearly that's allowed. That's just, like, I just find it really weird how people even bother to do that kind of stuff. Like, instead of just investing, not bullying people, like, invest in themselves, because people who invest in themselves, like me, we don't bully people. Like, we stand up for ourselves, but we don't bully people. We don't do that kind of conniving shit. Like, we use our brain power for other stuff. And that's what these people don't get. Like we're not going to go into other jobs and bitch about the previous job, but they've gone and just ruined any chance of any future for anything, because of what their attitude is. Creating all these false narratives. That's what they like to do. Create all these false narratives. It's really weird. Really, really weird. Really weird. And it's always the people who are trying to like find something on you that are doing the most as well. Like, they're trying to record me and stuff, being crazy and stuff like that. Why do you need to engineer that? Like, I just don't get it. Or doing all the dodgy paperwork in the background. Like, why are you even doing that when you could just do the right processes in the first place? Which is what I do. That's what literally, I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's pathetic. And I just want to do my art. Like, I just want to have the resources to live the standard that I'd built to live, and that's it. I was happy. Like, I'm still creating. Like I've said in other videos, no one's getting anything because I'm not. And people don't understand that. There's people like me who like, we have to create for ourselves, and then from that other people get. Like, if people do nothing towards us when we need help, then no one's gonna get anything. Like, we're not mirrors. Literally, we're not. That's just manipulation and spell work. Like, you can't give people nothing because they can't give you nothing because they're in dire straits. It's just a very weird attitude to have. And especially when you're in a position to make a change that can stop the bullshit. Yeah, it's really, really, really bizarre. Really bizarre. And especially if you caused it as well. Like, if you caused it, you have to admit and make the changes. But people don't actually want to look at themselves and realise that they're actually not very nice people for doing stuff like that. Like, they don't actually want to face facts that they actually did such horrors. And they're not really as in control of themselves as they think that they are. Because all of it's just about trying to maintain some form of control, but they're not really in control of anything if they're doing that sort of shit. It's all fake. But anyway, God still heals me through everything, even through, like I said, like unconventional sources. Anyway, that's all for this video. See you in the next video. Love yous. Please do the free things. Bye.